everybody, I'm Elizabeth Hines from Our Paleo Family. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't done that already. If you have, thank you very much. I think if you give me one of those little thumbs up, that's a good thing, so I would appreciate that. And ask any questions, make kind comments. I love to hear from you, who you are, where you are, what you're doing, why you're watching this channel. I'm really curious why you're watching. Are you watching for the paleo? Are you watching for the Instant Pot? I'm just curious. But welcome today, and I'm sharing with you one of my very favorite and simplest recipes. And I eat this for breakfast. It's cauliflower fried rice. I eat it for breakfast because it has a lot of eggs in it. I like savory rather than sweet most of the time. And I try really hard to get vegetables in at the beginning of the day because who knows what's going to happen the rest of the day. So if I get some vegetables at the very start, I at least know I have done something good for myself. You can very easily double, triple, quadruple this recipe to feed your family at dinner. But like I said, I have it for breakfast. So what I have in my skillet here, I had about a tablespoon of ghee, which is clarified butter. And then, I don't know, I just pour it in. So you don't really have to measure. But it's about a cup of cauliflower rice. I buy the big bag of it. I think it's Green Giant brand from Costco. But all grocery stores seem to have it now. If you buy it at the regular grocery store, it's probably about a 10-ounce bag and probably around $3, which is kind of expensive. So you can certainly buy a head of cauliflower and rice it yourself. Although cauliflower in general is more expensive right now because it's trendy. But when you rice it yourself, when I rice it myself, I have a really hard time getting the texture the way I want it. The frozen kind, it's a good texture and I like it, so I just spend a little bit of extra money to buy it already done for me. And of course that saves me time. So I cook my cauliflower for just like 5 minutes on about medium-high till I get a little bit of browning because I like that taste. And then I scramble up my eggs. In this case I have 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk because my doctor says I need 5 yolks a day for primarily the choline, but other nutrients in there, and I just cannot eat 5 eggs a day. So I will do 2 whole eggs and then I'll add in a yolk. And sometimes I save the whites if I have some purpose for them, but not always. I do throw them away, which I realize is wasteful. So sprinkle in some salt and pepper. And I have that kind of on medium-low. I don't want it to cook too fast. I'm going to add a leaf of Swiss chard, and I do pull the center rib out of my chard usually. And I'm just going to roll it up. I've washed it. It's got a little bit of water in it. Get some of that off. So then I just cut it up. Swiss chard has a very mild flavor in my opinion. I like the texture of it. It's kind of a hearty green, but you could use spinach, you could use kale. Kale, believe it or not, has a fairly high carb content. So if you're trying really hard to keep your carbs low, you might want to look into some different greens. Of course, kale has lots of nutrients and is really good for you. But if you like kale, you would probably like Swiss chard, and it is lower in carbohydrates. So you really are just going to stir this around and cook it until your eggs are cooked. If I had some green onion, I would throw green onion in there because I love that flavor. With this, you could use some dehydrated onion out of the spice cabinet, or a little bit of onion powder, or leave it out altogether. Use a real onion, whatever. Just cooking a real onion. I think they're a little bit more pungent and I prefer to cook them for a long time. And this is a quick breakfast. Get in and get out of the kitchen. And just like that, we're almost done. I do just like to make sure all the egg is cooked through. That's it. I got some outside of my bowl. I don't know how I managed that. I will say I haven't served this for dinner. You know what? I make it for myself for dinner a lot because I can't eat leftovers due to the histamine content. So a lot of times if my family is eating leftovers, I will make this for myself, although I'll usually use just one egg, and I might throw in some additional vegetables, and I'll cook a piece of salmon real quick. I'll use a bigger skillet. I'll cook my cauliflower, add my egg and everything on this side, and I'll just put my salmon on the other side because it cooks in 5 or 6 minutes, one of those little individual fillets. And then I have a really hearty meal. But here's the best part. I top it off with some coconut aminos, which is our paleo soy sauce alternative. And it really is just like fried rice. To me, I love it. So it's probably 2 tablespoons of the aminos. Let me give it a taste. It's really good. It's 11:30 and I haven't eaten yet today, so I guess this is lunch today. So cauliflower fried rice, super fast. It's like 10 minutes at the most, start to finish, and you're getting some good veggies right at the beginning of the day. If that's not a habit that you're in, maybe make that your New Year's resolution to try to get vegetables in at every meal, because the truth is most of us don't get anywhere near the amount of vegetables that we need, which is like 9 to 12 servings per day, except for greens, which are a whole cup equals a serving. A serving of vegetables is a half a cup. So it's not really that much, but if you try to pack them all in at dinner, that's hard to do. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this recipe, everybody. Let me know if you have questions. I'd love to hear from you. Bye-bye.